Hello, my dears. Daniela here, and I have got a great episode for you right here on the Spa Marketing Made Easy podcast. Now, I'm just going to start off and say that this has been a little bit of a funky summer for spa owners. Not everybody. I was talking with two different spa CEOs yesterday who were just bursting at the seams. They were having their best year yet. They were moving into a larger location. All really great things that made me smile and made me so happy for them. Now, unfortunately, this is not the norm for most of the spas out there right now. We're feeling our clients tightening their budgets. We're feeling the effects of inflation and all that fun stuff. And honestly, it's fine. Going through cycles is a part of doing business. And if you're in business long enough, you're going to go through a few of these. I remember being in the spa industry in 2008 during the Great Recession. I had the privilege to work with so many of you throughout COVID. I don't know how we want to define what COVID was, but there was a lot of economic constriction and kind of navigating some funky stuff there as well. And the truth is that if you manage your business well during a downturn or a challenging economic climate, it ultimately will always make you stronger and more efficient in your operations. Now, since there are several students who were looking for creative and effective ways to market their business without having to spend money, or at least a significant amount of money, I put together a training on how to move forward with strategic partnerships, building relationships with other businesses in your community that serve the same client as you. So we edited out the discussion portion of our call and are just using the training portion for this episode today. So it's a great strategy that, yes, it takes time, but I truly believe that relationships are where your focus should be. Now, inside of this training, I talk about the Dream 100 spreadsheet. I, of course, want to share that with you as well. So if you'd like that, we're going to have a link for a free download below this episode. And again, I know I led with how so many spas are having a slower than normal summer right now. I don't want you to let that discourage you. Focus on taking aligned action so that you can be ready to skyrocket when the boom happens. As Oprah says, success happens when opportunity and preparation meet. All right, enjoy the episode. When we're looking at where you're currently getting leads in your business, how are people coming in? The three major places that we're seeing, and this is no surprise, but it's Google, it's social media, and it's word of mouth. So when we look at Google, there's organic search. And organic search is when they're typing in spa near me or waxing near me or Botox near me. And we get onto the front page of Google through SEO. You can also do that through paid, but there's organic and paid. There's social media. So we've got Instagram. And a lot of times what happens is someone will find you on Google, and that will lead them to either going to your website or to your Instagram. Your Instagram is really where they're going to understand your personality as a brand. They're going to see your work. It's where they're going to engage with you more. And then we obviously have word of mouth. And a lot of times word of mouth is the most powerful way to get somebody to come in because there's that established trust. And I want to really highlight that because that's an important point of strategic partnerships that I'm going to be talking about as well. The benefit that we get from word of mouth, when we hear a recommendation from someone that we trust, that there's an established relationship with, that we trust very much, we're more likely, there's more weight put on that recommendation than just having someone come up on Google. This is also the reason that reviews are weighted so heavily. I mean, how many times have you made a decision about a restaurant or about something that you're going to buy on Amazon based solely on the reviews? And so it's a really important thing. And that's because we're looking at social feedback. There's a great book that I've recommended for years. It's called Influence. It's by a gentleman named Robert Cialdini. And he talks about the ways that individuals are influenced. And one of those ways is social proof. And so that social proof in the business world comes up through reviews. And when it's word of mouth, it's because, again, we have that established trust with an individual that is sharing their experience. So with Google and social media, if you want to dial that up, say it's slow and you're like, okay, I need to increase my marketing efforts. I need to expand my reach. I've got to do something because the lead flow has been going down. So I've got to get in front of more people. We have the opportunity to dial it up with paid advertising. But depending on the stage of business that you're in or the amount of cash flow that you currently have available, that might not be an option for you at this time. And that's one of the reasons that we want to have multiple avenues where leads can come in. We don't want to be dependent solely on Google, solely on social media, solely on word of mouth. And the thing with word of mouth is that you don't really have the opportunity to dial it up in the same way that you can with the paid advertising. So when we're in a market like right now, where there's uncertainty, we've had a slower than normal summer, what is the best way to market? How are we going to get people coming in? What's the best use of our time and money? Well, with social media, there's sudden algorithm changes that can shift where something that was working before is no longer working. And because of the election year, the ad costs are based on competition. And so there's only so much space available to advertise. And so when you have big things in the country like an election, those campaigns are going to be spending a lot of money on ads, which means there's going to be limited space available. And I learned this lesson probably, I don't remember what election it was. However, it was probably, I don't know, it was probably 8 years ago. I remember doing a webinar and I spent $5,000 on ads. And that was a really, really, really big amount for me at that time to spend that much money on ads. And the webinar, which had been doing well previously, and I think the last time we did it was 6 or 8 months before, completely flopped. And the reason that it completely flopped, that I got from my girlfriend, Tara, who is, very skilled in ads, was that the ads were significantly more expensive because of the election. And so we were not getting the same bang for our buck, so to say. So we're spending the same amount, but when we look at our cost per lead or those types of things, that's going up significantly higher. So there's a lower amount of people that we're actually reaching. So that's something with social media that is challenging at the moment. It's also been a slower than usual summer. And so with it being slower than usual, you may not have the same amount of cash flow to invest in ads or to invest in other marketing pieces. And with the uncertainty, people are going to be risk averse. So the positive thing about this and the good that comes out of this is we're going back more and more to relationship marketing, where relationships are going to be more important than ever. The relationships that you have with your clients and patients on, yes, asking for them to send referrals, but also relationships with other local businesses that you can partner with to get in front of their audiences or to create offers that are combined with yours or benefit yours, where you're able to solve problems for them as well, where it becomes a win for you, a win for the other business, and also a win for that patient or client. So strategic partners in general, it's essentially another business that serves the same ideal client as you, but they're not in direct competition. So the relationship is going to benefit all parties. So about 3 years ago, and this was for us, it was right after the iOS 14 updates. And if you were doing any type of paid ads or anything like that, you remember those updates. There were some big changes in how far our ad dollars were going. And for me, when that big algorithm change happened, I remember feeling like, okay, I don't want all my eggs in one basket. I love digital ads. I love using Facebook and Instagram to get leads in. But I want to make sure that I'm not completely reliant on one particular source of leads coming in. So we decided to move forward with a strategic partnership strategy to expand our market reach. And us personally as a company chose to go wide rather than going deep. So what I mean by that is we chose 5 companies that we wanted to work with, and we wanted 5 companies that aligned with our core values and could also support the needs of our clients. We also wanted to make sure that those partners did not compete with one another. So imagine you with your spa having partnerships with 2 different hair salons. That would be a conflict of interest, right? If you had 2 salons that you were trying to refer to, because one of those salons probably would not feel like they were being valued, and feel like it was worth their effort to then also refer you. So we chose Mango Mint, which is a spa booking software. We chose High Level Marketing, which is a website and SEO company. We chose Derma Concepts, which is a skincare company. We chose PDO Max, which does threads and service serums. And then we also chose Image Medical, which is imaging devices. So for our clients, those were companies that solved problems that they had and benefited us by giving us more leads, benefited the other companies by giving them more leads, but most importantly, benefited our clients because by partnering with these other brands, we were able to offer greater benefits to our students. Like, the revenue generated from those helped us to cover the cost of the events and got discounts for our students with these companies. That was allowing them to solve some of the other problems that were coming up in their business. So the benefits for us were ad costs were decreased, our reach was increased, and we had more client solutions. So I'm sharing all of this with you because I want you to think about what types of businesses could be strategic partners for my spa. All right. Keep in mind, when we were looking for us, it was who else serves spa owners? Who else? What other companies are they looking for to support the needs of their business? Similarly, I want you to look at my clients that are coming to me, my patients that are coming to me. What other types of businesses are they regularly going to? So you can look at massage therapists or spas that specialize in massage. There's lash studios, there's wax studios, there's permanent makeup, there's hair salons. You can look into boutique fitness. So yoga, Pilates, bar, Orange Theory, any other type of boutique fitness studio, any type of wellness center. You can look at real estate agents, car dealerships, insurance companies, and any type of fashion or jewelry boutiques. This is just a starting point to say, what are the other types of businesses that serve my ideal client? Now, you're going to have more success if these are locally owned businesses. So a lot of the boutique fitness studios, they are nationwide franchises, but they are locally owned by business owners in that area. Real estate agents, car dealerships, insurance agents, and the local boutiques in your area. So how do you get started actually building relationships that could potentially turn into strategic partnerships? Number one, you want to get your Dream 100 list out. That's a resource that you have available inside of Growth Factor. It's a list that's going to, it's a spreadsheet that's already documented that's allow you to list out those particular businesses and then track your interactions with them. And you want to start with Google. So you're going to just start searching massage near me, salons near me, fitness studio near me, wellness studio near me, and any of the other types of businesses that I just listed on that slide before. You're going to go and review their online presence. Does their online presence feel credible? Do they have a professional website? Are they active on social? What do the reviews say about them? Really look at and see, does their brand align with the brand, the values, the culture that we're creating in our spa? That's a really important piece that you're wanting to look at before you're putting them on that list. So and one way to do it, if you're wanting to do this in kind of steps, you could Google first and put all of, get 100 on that list, really be an overachiever, list them out, and then go through and do their online presence review, their Instagram review. Make sure you're following them on Instagram. And if they're not a good fit for you, then delete them off of the list, okay? Then you're going to take a good 2 to 4 weeks to engage with them. The most frustrating thing, and we get this all the time with the podcast, people pitching us that they want to be on the podcast or pitching that they, want to do business with us. And you can clearly tell that they don't understand. They've listened to one episode or if that, and they're not understanding who you are as a company. You want to write something and you want to engage with them on a regular basis, not just start following them and then immediately want to build some sort of partnership with them. Engage with them, comment on their social media, tag them in a post where it would be, where you're highlighting them. If you're looking at a local fashion boutique, then you would want to maybe go try on some of the clothes, take a photo of yourself or take a photo of the place and recommend them on your social. Even if it's just on your stories, like put that goodwill, lead with giving. Yeah, Ashley's saying, I get this, people reaching out saying my t-shirts would be perfect for your business, but do you even sell t-shirts? Right. And you have to look at, I know it's really, are these things in alignment with the businesses? That's where you're doing your homework to make sure that it's a real authentic connection and doesn't feel just like one of those random LinkedIn messages, right? We want a good, a good, aligned, authentic partnership. Then the next thing is that we're continuing to lead, continuing to provide value, continuing to be of service, continuing to give. We want to invite them in for a service. So this is going to be after a few weeks of engaging, of reaching out to the owner, inviting them in for a complimentary service at your spa. And Sam saying, I love the idea of going to boutiques and trying on clothes. That's something that you can do with your kids. That's something that you can do that you're anywhere that you're out, anywhere that you're shopping, any business that could be a potential partnership, snap a photo there. You don't have to post it on stories right away. Just get the photo now and then go back and post it when it makes sense for you. Then you're going to invite them in. And I just wrote out a sample email. I'll read this to you. So it would say, dear first name, you're going to figure out who the decision maker is in the business. I've been following you on social for the past month, and I love the content you've been putting out. You insert a specific thing is totally in alignment with the way that we operate our business. Give an example. Then I'm the CEO and founder of my spa at this location. I'm looking to build relationships with other business owners here in the name of your town and would love to invite you in for a complimentary facial so you can get an idea of what it is that we do and how we take care of our clients. Just let me know when you're free and I'll get you on your schedule. Looking forward to taking great care of you at our spa and also the opportunity to learn more about your business and how you're serving our community. We're not asking them for anything. We're showing up, we're serving, we're giving. These are all things where we're kind of building up that relationship capital. Now, when you go through and you do the service, you're going to have some chit chat with them. You want to make sure, like, okay, is this someone who's a good fit? Is this someone who I feel aligned with? Or did we just not really jive together? You're going to have both. But if you want to invite them as a strategic partner, then after the service, you're going to set up a time where you can map out the details of what that partnership would look like and how you could provide value to them, how they could provide value to you. It needs to be a win, win, win. And I put 3 wins there because I wanted a win for your spa. I wanted a win for their company. And I also want it to be a win for the clients of both businesses. Ashley's saying, Ashley and Taylor both have questions. So Ashley's saying, should we serve as the CEO to do the treatment, even if we're not in the room anymore? I would personally, because I feel that as the CEO, you are the one initially building the relationships. So you're wanting that relationship with the other CEO of the company. And then your support, your team, your manager, they can help with logistics. They can help with kind of executing on whatever that partnership may be. Taylor saying, should there be a contract in place? It depends. So there can be if you're exchanging money, it's always a good idea to have a contract in place. If you are focusing on, hey, let me send, let's say that it's a local Pure Barre. And if you get an authorization that if someone buys a membership, then you're going to offer a complimentary facial with anyone that purchases an unlimited year-long membership. You could have a promotion like that. And if it was something like that, I would say writing out a simple agreement is always going to be good. But it's 100% necessary if there's any type of monetary exchange that's happening. Ashley's saying I need to brush up on my flow. Well, and this is also it's important to note that if you do choose to move forward with this strategy, this is a baby step to help you move more into that role of CEO. And this is a way that, again, you have no idea what potential doors can open and who this individual, even if they don't become a strategic partner, who could they introduce you to? Who could they refer you to? Maybe you meet someone who you absolutely adore the core values of who they are, but the partnership just doesn't make sense. It could be a business that really isn't in alignment with, maybe it's like a CrossFit or something. And you love the business owner. You feel like, oh my gosh, this person and I are so aligned. I really just don't think I serve people that go to CrossFit. I serve people that go to this type of fitness boutique. You can simply say, and I have this on the next slide, hey, would you be kind enough to leave a review? You don't want to burn that bridge, but just because that relationship didn't work, it doesn't mean there won't be opportunities in the future. Maybe something happens where there's a lot of men that are going to CrossFit and they're referring their partners, and vice versa. If you're talking about, hey, I met the owner of the CrossFit down the street and they were such a great business owner. It was so nice to get to know them. And then maybe your spa owners have, or your clients or patients have spouses or partners that are into CrossFit. So just because it wouldn't necessarily work as the relationship with you, it still is opening doors and allowing you to build relationships with these other business owners. And you, again, have no idea what door or opportunity that can lead to in the future. So the important thing with strategic partnerships, like any relationship, they take work. And sometimes the first offering is not going to be the right one. You may try an offering and be like, you know what, this really just didn't make sense. It didn't feel like it was valuing my business, but we sent a bunch of people there, but they didn't send a bunch of people to us. And don't just give up and be frustrated. Have a conversation with the owner of the other business and say, hey, I'm so glad we were able to send you X amount of people. That's exactly the kind of thing that we want to be doing. We unfortunately haven't received any clients from you guys. So I'd love to come up with some sort of offer, some sort of way that we can figure out something that's going to send your people to us to make sure that this is beneficial for both businesses and also for our clients. So sometimes it takes some tweaking to figure out what those offers are. And additionally, it takes a lot of tracking. Okay. So it's important to remember too, that with your strategic partners, let me get out of this slide here. With strategic partners, it's a lot of times it's going to be 20% of those partners send you 80% of the business that you are receiving. So you can have 10 partners and 2 of them are going to be the ones that you're actually getting benefit from. So it's this very delicate balance of making sure that you are not having so few strategic partners that you're not giving it the opportunity to actually work, but you also don't want so many that you're not able to build a deep enough relationship with those individuals. It's on my Monday board of CEO routines. Every single Monday, it comes up for me to have a touch point with that business owner. So it'll say HLM touch point, Image touch point, Dermaconcepts touch point. And that's a reminder for me to send a text, to send an email, to check in. How are things going? So that every single week I'm in contact. I'm nurturing that relationship. I'm checking in on how they're doing. I'm seeing if they need any additional support from me. I would not remember that if I didn't have it on my list. It's one of those things that it would be like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden 3 months have passed and I haven't talked to this person. So it's something that it requires nurturing. It requires consistency. These are all really, really important pieces.